Yo, yo, yo! It's the Grapple FK boys, and we're back with one of the prelims on the upcoming Saturday Korean Zombie v Ortega card. It's Claudio Silva, Hannibal versus the James Krause. James Krause. Is that his nickname? I didn't know
His
that.
nickname is yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's just another mistake on the website then.
No. I mean, his nickname is the James Krause. But yeah,
Oh, is it?
it's
Okay.
just a ridiculous name.
What a shit nickname. Anyway, moving on. Records 13-1 for Claudio Silva, although I think that one was a no contest. I don't think he's lost. I'm pretty sure he's undefeated, technically.
Let's have a look.
May want to check that. 27-9 for James Krause, Brazil, United States, although Claudio Silva trains in London, so we're claiming him. He's British. 5'11", 6'2", so Krause is quite a bit taller than him. And I believe Krause is coming down to fight him at welterweight from his last bout at middleweight, which he took on short notice. Krause has got 2.5-inch reach advantage. Interestingly, the leg reach advantage is for Silva. Wins, Krause has got some knockouts, TKOs, mostly subs. Claudio's, yes, very sub heavy, 64%. Knockdown average, Claudio's 0, but I mean, he's a specialist BJJ guy. And then we got some significant strike differentials here. Krause, they both land more than they absorb. Krause throws more output, and his defense is better. Takedown average, yeah, Claudio Silva's better, as expected. Takedown defense are the same. Submission average, Silva again, he goes for more submissions per 15 minutes. So they are both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts, right, Schooler? But I think Claudio Silva is someone who's won medals in various tournaments.
Yeah, they are both BJJ black belts. I don't know what Claudio Silva has won. Do you know what tournaments he's won?
No, I've heard, well, I should say I've read he's won a few tournaments. I suspect they may be British Open, European Open ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just Googling this quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't seem to find anything straight away. But yeah, he's a super. Oh, here we go. First place IBJJF European Open 2009, brown belt.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's brown belt. First place CBJJE World Champion 2009, brown belt. And then all the others are older, like 2007, 2005.
Yeah.
They're purple belts, so it's not that significant. More recently, first place Lockdown Submission 2011, first place. I don't know what that organization is.
Never heard of it.
So it looks like he certainly won some competitions several years ago before he moved to MMA.
Yeah, when did he move to MMA? Because he had a 4-year layoff, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he fought
a
Leon
significant layoff
in 2014. Then he came back some years later. So I'm guessing he had. When did he come back? Yeah, 4 years. Came back in 2018 against Nordin Taleb. So I think he's probably battling injuries during that time.
Yeah. It's quite a long time.
It is, yeah. So he's really got into like the meat of his MMA career relatively late, because he's 38 now.
Yeah, but extremely dangerous on the ground. Kind of reminds me of Damian Maia. Everything's set up to take you to the ground, basically.
Yeah, he's definitely a very high level guy.
Yeah.
Like in every single fight he's had in the UFC, he's managed to get a takedown. He's managed to pass the person's guard. He's managed to either get full mount or take the back or get side control. And he's done that against every single opponent he's had.
Yeah.
In most cases, he he's getting the submission, apart from a couple of decisions. So yeah, he's
Yeah.
super high level. But personally, I'm quite interested in this one because he fights out of, as you know, he fights out of Southeast London at a gym called London Shoot Fighters, which is right next to where I used to live. It's near where you live currently.
Yeah.
My BJJ instructor trains with this guy, knows him very well. So I'm curious to see how this will go.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew knows this guy through someone else.
Yeah.
Sparred with him a few times, rolled with him a few times, no big deal.
Yeah, I might have tapped him out, just once, once or
He's
twice.
got lucky tap out, double legged him a few times. Nothing serious.
Yeah, ankle pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the usual. But the question is, how good is this guy? Because all the guys he's beaten, they're not really jiu-jitsu guys, or not really grappling guys in general. Apart from Leon Edwards.
That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, that was 2014.
Yeah, and then since then he's gone on 7-8 fight win streak. Leon Edwards.
He has, yeah. So obviously Leon Edwards is a lot better now than he was then. But I think even then he's probably quite a decent grappler. Like he did have some decent grappling exchanges with Claudio Silva in that fight.
Yeah.
But my point is, it's kind of.
Well, let's see who he has fought. Danny Roberts is a Brit. Cole Williams.
Cole Williams was a college wrestler, not NCAA, but one of the other wrestling leagues. Is that what you call them in the US? Something almost parallel to NCAA, probably not quite as good, but he did wrestle at college level, which tells me something, because Claudio Silva submitted him really quickly. Yeah, in 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah, no, he's I've watched a few of his fights, and he's extremely good at taking people's backs and passing position and so on. It's like super high level stuff. Then we should talk about Krause, because Krause is pretty good at BJJ too. Not as good as him. I think Krause does have the advantage on the feet. In terms of, he definitely throws more volume. He's got a decent calf kick. He's more busy on the feet. And I think his significant strike accuracy is lower just because he throws a lot more.
He does, yeah. I mean, James Krause has infinitely better striking than Claudio Silva. I mean, Claudio Silva is legitimately a world-class grappler, but his striking is some of the worst I've ever seen. Like, it's
too bad. I just think it's all set up for BJJ. He just doesn't want to stand.
I think that's putting it nicely.
Yeah, but he's got decision wins against Leon Edwards and Brad Scott. So and he outstruck them as well. Well, actually, no, he didn't outstrike Brad Scott. But he outstruck Leon Edwards. Did he just grapple fuck him?
Yeah, I think that's more ground and pound. He's definitely not doing that on the feet. Like his striking is legitimately terrible. He keeps his head in the air. He's got no head movement. He's got no footwork. He'll just kind of throw very laboured, left hooks as he's coming in. And in that fight against Leon Edwards, yes, that fight was a long time ago, but Leon Edwards was beating him to the punch. Like, Claudio Silva is very, very slow with his hands. And I think that's a major problem for him in this fight. Because I don't think James Krause is the quickest guy, but he's certainly a lot quicker than Claudio Silva. And
James Krause isn't bad. He's got good defense as well.
Yeah, he's got great head movements. He's very evasive. And yeah, he's got nice boxing. He's got nice boxing, and he peppers people with volume. And he's not necessarily going to knock you out with one shot, but he'll just overwhelm you with a whole load of shots.
Yeah, he's got a few KOs and TKOs in his record. You can check that now. He's had a lot of fights in the UFC. So yeah, he finished Sergio Moraes, flying knee against Alves. He's got a few decisions as well. KO'd someone called Jamie Varner, and then subbed someone else. So he's got a mixture of finishes via submission and KO TKO.
Yeah. So I mean,
And that
James
Trevor
Krause,
Giles fight was very close.
that was close. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could have gone either way, I think. Although to I think Trevor Giles probably pulled away in the third round. But yeah, so James Krause definitely has the advantage on the feet. That's without a shadow of a doubt. And if Claudio Silva doesn't get it to the ground, he's going to get ruined on the feet. It'll get picked apart over 3 rounds, or even maybe sooner. It could end sooner than that. I think the question is, I mean, obviously Claudio Silva will want to get this to the ground as quick as possible.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the best takedown accuracy, but as we know, he's taken down every single opponent he's fought because he keeps trying.
Yeah.
And he gets them. And once he gets them, he typically gets position very quickly, and then he's attacking submissions or he's doing ground and pound. And once he's on you, it's extremely difficult to get him off you.
Mm.
But for James Krause, this is a fantastic bit of matchmaking here, because James Krause, he's a black belt, and he's actually beaten 2 other black belts, Sergio Moraes and Wharley Alves. And I think which fight was it? It was either in the Wharley Alves fight, Wharley Alves took him down, and Krause reversed the position, and then he disengaged, and he showed some really good defensive jiu-jitsu. James Krause's game plan being, reverse position, disengage, stand up, and make it a striking match, which is what he did, perfectly. So I don't know if we could say that James Krause is a better BJJ player than Claudio Silva. Claudio Silva. That's probably not the case. But I suspect James Krause can defend those takedowns, and if and when he does get taken down, he can reverse position or create enough space to cause a scramble, disengage, and stand back up again. That's a question mark, but I think James Krause has shown the ability to do that. And if he does that, then Claudio Silva is going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah. If he executes that game plan against that he did against Alves, he could end up finishing what's his name, Hannibal, later in the round, later in the fight, I think.
Yeah.
So the 2 sides of the story. Actually, I've got a question for you. His last fight was at middleweight. This is at welterweight, and he's taken it on late notice. Sorry, I think 1 week's notice. I read somewhere. Do you think that will affect anything? Given that Silva is more of a natural welterweight, and Krause is a big dude. He's 6'2".
Yeah, I mean, it's got weight.
Yeah.
And I believe he did the same thing in his last fight against Trevor Giles.
Yeah, he just went up to middleweight. Or did he cut down to that weight?
I think that was middleweight. He didn't even cut, but he didn't have a camp.
Yeah.
So he's done this before. I think we have to assume that if he's cutting weight to welterweight, which he probably hasn't done for a long time or ever, that's probably going to give him some disadvantage. To what extent,
on short notice.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not going to help him.
He's 6'2". He probably walks around at, I don't know, he looks pretty big to me. He probably walks around at 85 kilos maybe. Probably more, probably close to 90. He has to cut down to 77. On pretty short notice.
Yeah, and he won't have had, unless he's always training. Maybe he's the kind of guy who's always training hard.
Yeah.
Maybe he's always in shape. Maybe his cardio is always good. But he won't have had a camp for this. he won't have trained specifically for this fight.
No.
Which is a data point against him. Because if
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Should we move on to predictions? Although I'm still a bit confused, I must say.
Well, what are you confused about?
I don't know, I just feel like either one of them can win. I feel like this is very 50-50 to me.
Yeah, that's how I thought going into this, doing the research at the beginning. It all depends how good you think their respective jiu-jitsu games are. Specifically, is James Krause's jiu-jitsu game good enough to disengage from Claudio Silva?
I think if they both had full fight camps, I think yes. But given that he's cutting down to welterweight on short notice, I think Silva will be stronger than him at that weight. And that could be a problem.
Yes.
Given that he's got down every other opponent of his down. Sorry, taken down every other opponent he's faced. If he takes him down and he's not as energetic as normal, it could finish very quickly.
Yes,
from what I've seen from Silva.
It could. And Silva is extremely strong. He's a big, strong guy.
And as you said, once he sticks to you, you're fucked.
Yes, yeah, you really are. If James
Krause has been submitted.
Yeah, who submitted him? Let's have a look.
Good question.
Actually, but while you're doing that, let me hit you with a fact.
Oh, that was a long time ago, though. That was Cowboy Cerrone in 2009.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Yeah.
Let me hit you with a fact. I think.
Okay.
James Krause beat Wharley Alves, and Wharley Alves submitted Colby Covington. So Wharley Alves is a very high-level grappler.
Yeah, no, James. Well, you can't get a black belt for no reason and then choke a few people out in the UFC. He's definitely got good BJJ, but I don't think it's as good as Silva's. He's got 50% takedown defense, which isn't the best.
Who, James Krause?
Yeah.
I think we have to assume that Silva will take him down at some point.
Yeah.
The question is, can Krause create enough space and disengage? That's to me, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, 100%. You hit the nail on the head there. It has to be him defending the BJJ submission attempts, and then keeping it at range, calf kicking Silva, hitting him from the outside, and just staying away from the ground.
Yeah, I mean, if this is on the feet, James Krause is going to jab his face off for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, he'll pepper him up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm erring towards James Krause because I believe he can keep this on the feet long enough.
He's the better overall MMA fighter.
Yes.
Silva is very good at one thing, really, really good at it though. He's probably an 11 out of 10 at it. But his striking isn't great compared to Krause anyway. So yeah, Krause is the better overall MMA fighter. Yeah, I'm leaning slightly more towards him, but for me, this is going nowhere near the come. Not the risky one or the safe one.
I might put this in the risky come.
Yeah, I definitely won't. Because I think if James Krause had a full camp and had come into this and cut the weight down correctly and so on and so forth, I would have put him in the risky come.
I might
But
wait until we see these guys square off and we see what Krause looks like. We see the respective sizes.
That's a very good point. See them at the weigh-in, which is what we should be doing anyway. See how they look at the weigh-in, because
we should be
if
doing
Krause
that,
looks depleted, then that's not a good sign.
Yeah, he may be absolutely fine.
He may be as you said, a lot of these, and he seems like that kind of guy as well. Someone that just trains all the time. Another thing, Silva hasn't fought for over a year.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards James Krause. This isn't going in the safe come at all.
No, definitely not a safe one.
I'll consider it for the risky come.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Krause as well. I think, let's move on to predictions. I think James Krause via decision.
This is a tricky one. Yeah, it's going to be a decision or a late round finish.
Yeah, very late, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to say decision. James Krause by
James
decision.
Krause fight decision. Okay. And who's favorite in this?
Who do you think?
I think given Silva's history of layoffs and so on, given that Krause is bigger and has been more active, I'd say probably Krause is a slight favorite.
Let's have a look. Krause is a minus 188 favorite.
Oh, okay.
And Silva is a plus 150 underdog.
Just out of interest, quickly, what's the odds on Silva getting a first round sub?
Let's have a look. First round. Okay. They don't have those odds up yet.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't do, would they? It's quite far out.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think a James Krause unanimous decision.
Yeah, I mean, if Silva wins this, this will be like probably. I think people will pay attention to that because that'll be 6 victories in a row. I think most people are kind of. He's gone under the radar.
Yeah, he definitely has.
But I think people will really start to take notice of him if he wins this.
It's that 4-year layoff, I think.
Yeah, that certainly hasn't helped his
that didn't help.
But this guy's doing a lot with just BJJ. We talk about how wrestling is, coming in and messing things up for everybody. But this guy is he's being very, very dominant with just jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some wrestling as well. I mean, those takedowns. Or I mean, obviously it's part of BJJ as well, but it overlaps with wrestling.
His takedowns aren't great. Like sometimes he does the takedowns out when he's obviously out of range, and he's no way near taking them down. But other times they look really good.
Yeah, but with these guys, it's like when you're that good, it's like people say that about Khabib as well. They'll be like, sometimes he doesn't get the takedown and his takedowns aren't that. It's not about that. They're trying to get something in their opponent's head that I'm continuously going to go for the takedown. I don't give a fuck. I may miss the first 1 or 2, but I'll get you with the third. And when I get you with the third, you're fucked. And that's what wears on the opponent. So he only has a 33% takedown accuracy, but in my opinion, that doesn't really mean much because he will get a takedown eventually.
Well, it means if you do 3 takedowns, you'll get the third one.
Exactly. Yeah. And with these guys, same with Khabib. All right, he's not a jiu-jitsu guy. He's a wrestler / ground and pound guy. But they only need one. Once they have one, these guys are either going to submit you, or punch the shit out of you and tie you out. So who gives a fuck if they miss a few?
Yeah.
I just think people make such a big deal out of these things sometimes. Oh, he couldn't get McGregor down 4 times in the first round. So what does that mean?
I feel like you're taking this a little bit personally, Wally. Is this because you
No,
keep
no, no,
missing
no,
your
no.
takedowns?
Well, I'm not as good as you. I can't take down Claudio Silva. So
I didn't get any takedowns in my jiu-jitsu yesterday. None.
oh no.
None.
Fair enough. That's not good.
No.
That's not good. But yeah, I went off on a rant there. Sorry. Yeah, I've got James Krause. I'm going to give it 55-45 to James Krause, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say like 60-40, James Krause. He's just got more ways to win, I think. Actually, well, no. No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
because he's not going to submit him.
He's not going to submit him. He's not going to submit him.
He's just got the more well-rounded game.
Yeah, he's got the more well-rounded game, exactly. Yeah, he's got striking and some wrestling and BJJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Also, Silva
Krause
does seem to get tired as well. In that Leon Edwards fight, he was exhausted. Like even in round 1, he was exhausted. I think his cardio's got better in recent years, but I think he does get a little bit tired. Whereas James Krause, I think, has the better gas tank.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see the 60-40 now. Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. I've got James Krause via unanimous decision. However, I'm not going to put this in any of the coms. I'm staying away from this fight. However, I may change my mind depending on what happens on the scales. And Andrew?
Yeah. I'm going to think about putting James Krause in the risky gum.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, stay tuned. We're gonna have more fight picks coming out soon for this card. And thanks everybody for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.